Ah, bro, Battle Royale games had me addicted, especially Fortnite and Warzone. So I thought, what lessons can I actually learn from these games that I can use in real life? And I've got them, bro. So I've collated 5 lessons that I can share with you in this video today, man. Yo, bro, my name's Jas, and I teach young men the art of self-discipline because it changed my life and it will change yours too. I want to help you get here quicker than me and better than me. You seem interested, man, so drop a subscribe because it helps me help you. The basic premise of a battle royale game, bro, is that you drop in and you're against 100 people basically. It's like a massive battleground, yeah, and you fight 100 people. The last one surviving is the winner. You can go in with teams, so if there's like teams of 4, there's 25 teams because that's 100 people. There's teams of 3, there's like 33 teams because that's nearly 100. You get the point, right? You drop in with either yourself or your mates and you literally just go in there and fight to the death. The last one standing is the winner. It's really hard game modes and stuff, like it's hard to actually get the win and everything, but bro, it's so addictive. And I was, man, like I still remember like 3, 4, 5 years ago, I used to stay on Warzone for like up to 36 hours straight, just burning my eyes, man. I used to go to sleep on those nights and see the game in my sleep. I used to close my eyes and it would be burnt into the back of my eyelids. I could see the game. I used to have dreams about it. I used to think about it outside of playing. I used to go to uni lectures and I used to think, okay, man, I'm going to level up the Grau, which is this gun in Warzone, bro. Like, I used to think about leveling it up. I used to just imagine like how to get the most XP points in multiplayer to be able to max the level as fast as I can so I can take the gun into the real game. Like, I was like completely brain rotted, Warzone brain rot, mate. But look, through all of that experience, I wanted to get something out of it, yeah? So I can't lie, these games like Fortnite, Warzone, they had some pretty good mindsets in them. If you peel back the layers and you think about what they're really about, they have some pretty good analogies for life. So I really wanted to share them, man. And the first thing that I thought of is that you drop into the game and you've got nothing. You literally drop in, bro, and you've got no guns. Everyone's got the same pistol, basically, starting pistol. Or in Warzone, in Fortnite, you got the axe, so you can like chop trees and get wood and that. But everyone's basically got to build the guns up from the ground up. And Fortnite's even more equal, like everyone's in an equal sort of playing field, and it's all about skill because you have the same stuff available to you. You just got to go out and find the best guns. It's like loot on the floor. Like you could open your first chest and it's got the best gun in the game, or you could never find it in the whole entire game. So it's a bit of like randomness and everything, but on the whole, you've all got the same sort of chance of winning basically. And what I really like about these games, yeah, is that not everyone can be a winner. There's only one person that wins if you're playing solo. If you play like duos, trios, quads, like you're in a team of 4 or 3 or whatever, then there can only be one team that wins. And it's out of 100, bro. Like the amount of confidence and the amount of satisfaction you get when you win a game, because it doesn't happen often, but when you do it, and you know you've just beaten 100 people, is crazy. So the moral of that is we actually come into the world on the whole with equal opportunity, especially if you live in like a Western world, bro. We've all got the same kind of school, same kind of education. I don't even come from a very privileged background or anything. I wasn't born like these like rich white boys that I now have graduated uni alongside it at Warwick Uni, yeah? This is like a good uni in the UK and everything, right? Masters in engineering, I've got all of that. But there's still people that would say like, oh, but the way I grew up in like a really sort of Asian area, yeah, like where there's all these browns and blacks that go around like hurting people and everything, yeah. But people would use that as an excuse. But if you then take a look and you're like, we all dropped in with nothing, we all spawned in with nothing, what are you gonna do with it? And that actually leads me on to the second point of there can only be one winner, because you got to think like that in your life, man. And that's how I think about it as well, because the competition aspect of sort of Warzone, Fortnite, is that basically people are out to beat you. People are out to be better than you. If you encounter someone one-on-one on the map and like you're running around and you see someone, you just think, yeah, I'm gonna kill that guy. Or if someone sees you, he's gonna start shooting at you. So if you take that same principle and you think about it in your life, you're like, okay, I go to school, I go work, you got to think, okay, these people are actually out to be better than me, even if they seem like your mates. Even like, bro, I'm not talking about your actual friends. I'm talking about people who you don't really know, you don't really hang out with outside of like school or work or whatever. But you got to think they're practicing for the same exam. Like in work, they're practicing for like the same promotion. In the gym, that they want the physique, yeah. And I know you're thinking that, oh, but it's not directly tied, because like if that person gets like the extra rep and then I get it, it's fine, right? But you got to think that you've actually got a competitor. You've got to think that there's people out there that want what you have, bro. In A levels, for example, yeah, there's people who are trying to get a grade that's better than you. And on the whole, yeah, the way they calculate the grade boundaries at the end when everyone's done their exams, that everyone in the country's done their exams, everyone's got their scores, they have to standardize the grades. If there's one dude who got better than you and you could have got like the A star, but if one guy got better than you and that falls directly on that statistical sort of boundary and you just fell below it because one guy beat you, you're going to get an A, because that's how they standardize it. So in reality, it doesn't seem like you're in competition, but you actually are. And when you start to think about it like that, at first you feel kind of corny, thinking like, like my competition is my like schoolmate or whatever. The guy sat next to me is going to get a higher grade than me, and then I'm going to lose out. And it feels kind of weird. But when you begin to put in the work and then you begin to beat people and you begin to see that, oh, like I'm actually getting results from thinking like this. And when I think about the invisible competitive guy and everything in my life, I actually begin to push harder. I make more progress in the gym. I make more progress in school or work. And then you begin to actually like break boundaries that you didn't think were even possible before. When you start thinking about people being in competition with you, you don't have to do it in like a malicious way or anything. But you do have to think that the world is kind of a cold, hard place, and it's not meant to be some like cushy world if you want to get anything that you actually want, right? You actually need to be able to think, okay, I'm going to go out there and take what I want. I'm going to make it happen. Because it's the same thing with the games, bro. It's the last guy at the end that gets the win. It's the person who did the best. It's the person who, as soon as they saw someone, they killed them. Or as soon as someone else saw them, they still killed them. Bro, the third thing I wanted to chat about is like the storm in Fortnite or the gas in Warzone. Because I think it's such a good analogy. Basically, in the game, the way it works, if you don't know, yeah? If you go into the storm, it's this thing that just keeps coming in and it keeps like closing in on you. And it reduces the radius of play as the game goes on. So it forces the map to get smaller. Because if you go into the storm, you end up dying, right? And in Warzone, it's called the gas. Like, the gas closes in on you. And if you go into the gas, you die. So as the gas is closing in, or as the storm is closing in, you get put into the next circle, and the circle is like the circle on the map, like what it looks like, and you have to sort of stay within that realm to play even further, and then the circle gets smaller and smaller. So the way that you got to think about it in real life is that the gas is closing in on you when you're getting complacent. Complacency, having low standards, being mediocre, this is all like the gas or the storm, because it's always closing in. The chance to be mediocre, the chance to be lazy and get complacent, yeah? Bro, I find it so easy to just literally sit on the sofa every day. And if I had Instagram and stuff on my phone, I'd be scrolling, because that's what I used to do. In my old job, I used to sit literally on this very sofa. I'd have the laptop, because it was sometimes you get to work from home and be lazy, right? And a lot of jobs are like this these days. Like, I don't think you understand. I never realized how easy it is to be such a lazy like guy until I got a real job, and I was like, oh my god, I can do nothing if I want and I can get away with it for a few days. And I did it. I used to sit down 2023, I used to sit down on the sofa, hop on Warzone all day long and Fortnite with my boys, and I'd be actually getting paid to do that. Is that any good for my own personal development? Is that any good for me to actually like get a job offer back to that place after like a year? Because it was a year-long placement, and you basically like are still a uni student, but they can offer you a job after. And bro, they didn't offer me no job afterwards. I did a decent job, like I would say 40% of the time there, and I would do everything that I needed to do, but I never went like that little bit extra to be able to actually secure a job there. Because I don't know, bro, I mean, they got me doing like admin work all the time and everything, and it just didn't feel like that was where I wanted to work anyway. So I didn't put in extra effort, and I just sort of sat down on Warzone and played. But look, you're going to realize very soon, if you're looking to get a job, especially in the UK or something, yeah, or I'm guessing the USA is the same, bro. The USA is way lazier than us anyway, so they probably have these work from home opportunities as well. But bro, it's so easy to be lazy these days, and that's not even factoring into account yet that all you need for a bad habit is an internet connection. You can order junk food, you can jump on TV, bro, you can play video games, you can watch movies all the time. Like, bro, I know people that can't even sit through a movie these days. Like an hour and a half of focus on one movie, they can't do it. Not without going on their phone, or not without like, bro, just losing focus. I can't believe it. And that's like the gas closing in, man. It gets quite crazy when you think of it like this, because as you're going through life and as you keep seeing these things of like, oh, I could be lazy here, and then you start to see through it all and you start thinking, oh, it's so easy. There are so many opportunities to just be mediocre. But when you think of it like, if I be mediocre, it's like I'm going into the gas and I'm choking myself to death. It's like I'm going to the storm and my health bar is going going down in Fortnite. This is how you got to think about it, bro, because only then can you reach the next circle, because the next circle is like the next level of your life. But I found the more mediocrity that I can reject, the more opportunities I see to actually level up in life. If I see the gas behind me and it's closing in, the more times I face away and I just run away from it, the more I realise I've just run into the next circle of life. I've just hit another upgrade. My physique just got better. My performance at work just got better. My opportunities just increased. My productivity's gone up. It never comes from adding extra harder things onto your life to do. It usually comes from taking things away and just beelining towards the next aspect of life, the next area. Bro, if you understand this, I know that you're going to become a success, man. I know that you're on to get bigger things. And the fact that you've even watched this far, bro, I can't lie, it's pretty crazy, because to have the attention span to watch a video like this far in, is pretty commendable these days, man. So you're probably already running away from the gas, like by being able to watch this far into a video where I'm trying to teach you something. The fourth lesson that I could think of is to surround yourself with a good squad. Because there would be times where I'll be playing and there'd be like one guy in the squad, bro, who would just try and like take everyone's kills, who would like go off on his own and like try and farm kills so that he has a higher score on the leaderboard or whatever, yeah? And that's all good, but then when it comes down to the team aspect, we're one man down and we're more likely to get killed by another team. We've got like the full four versus us three, because one man of our team has just gone out and like tried to get his own kills or whatever, right? And do his own thing. So it all comes down to, in real life, if you've got friends who are ready to like lay down their life on the line for you, man, at the end of the day, then you've got the best friends, man. I always try to be that sort of selfless guy for my mates as well. My friend, he wants to go see a car on Sunday, and it's probably about a 100-mile drive away from me, because he's moved away from uni now, and I still live in the same town that I went uni in, because I got a job around here, and he's got a job nearer to like London area, where pretty far away from where I live in like the Midlands, right? And he wanted to go see a car on Sunday, like literally tomorrow, and he's like, bro, can you come down and see it with me? Because he wants me to do the negotiation basically in Dubai. We went together, me, him, like probably like 3 others. We went to Dubai, and last summer he wanted to buy like presents for his family, right? And the way it works in these markets is that you got to negotiate the price down. And I would say that out of our friend group, I was probably the most confident one to be able to just get the price down, be like, brother, come on, man. Like, give me the best price. And like basically I ended up patterning him with a few presents for his family that he wanted to get. Like he was like, bro, this perfume smells so good, I want to give it to my dad. And then I'd go in and negotiate the price down, and we got it for like, bro, like £5 or whatever. They're probably still making a massive profit back up there. They probably cost like 50p to make, but they're selling this stuff for like £50. So he went to me, look, man, in Dubai, like, you were so sick, can we do some sort of thing where you come down, help me negotiate this car and everything? And I know it's small, but I'm making the 100-mile trip to go see him, and it's gonna be like 200 miles total, I think, on the way back. But I don't care, man, because I want to be that guy for my friends. I want to be that selfless friend, the one who people can depend on, the one who people count on. And I don't really have anything on tomorrow anyway. Like, look, it's Sunday tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up early, I'm gonna train. After I train and after I do some YouTube work, I've got nothing to do. I might as well go see my boy, right? We're probably gonna go see the car, do some negotiation, help him out. And you've got to be that guy before other guys are like that for you, yeah? So I've always found that the people who I help, yeah, they're always down to help me back. And imagine if you help someone and they're not down to help you back, then you know that they're not a good person. You can drop them from your squad. You don't have to keep them in your life. And when you begin to realize that, and you begin to have that self-respect to be able to think, okay, is this person like serving me in life, or is this person sort of holding me back? Yeah, I've got a mate who I lent like a load of money to, like thousands, right? He didn't pay it back, and he was paying it back real slow over years and years, and I wanted it back within like months, yeah, like 10-12 months. And I told him that, I gave him a date, I said, can you pay it back by this time? And bro, long story short, like, I gave him the money for his family, but then apparently he spent, like, other mates of mine told me, like, he spent it all on a weekend with his girl or whatever, went to the clubs and like just blew it all. And I kept faith in this guy for ages, and I just realised, bro, he wasn't serving me in life in any way, like, not in a malicious way of like, oh, people need to like bow down to me as their master and they need to serve me, not like that, bro. You know what I mean? Use some intelligence in it. Like, I don't want friends who don't have my back the way I do for them. And it's all about having that respect for yourself, man, because if I kept the bloke in my life that's like basically sucking me dry for my money, whilst he's telling me lies about how much he needs it for his family and everything, and then he's going and blowing it on his girlfriend or whatever, who's like, they're not even together anymore and stuff, yeah? And so many other things. Like, you need to realize that people will only respect you as much as you respect yourself. So as long as you have a high standard for yourself and you surround yourself with people who have that high standard for you, like, bro, now I've got friends who just push me in the gym, who have similar interests. They're on their own personal development journeys and they want to become the best version of themselves. They actually rate it that I don't do any bad habits or anything. These are the type of friends that you want in your life. The people who understand your goals, the people who back you all the way, the people who go out their way to help you. And remember, it all starts with you being that guy for the other people, man. The fifth and final thing I want to say is that you need a strategy. In these games, yeah, you can drop in, it's you versus 100 people. There's so many different ways to win the game. It's not just like you go in all guns blazing to kill everyone. You could do, if your goal and your target is to have the most kills in the game and win, or if you just want to win and you don't care how many kills you get, you could win with 1 kill. If you do, like, there's certain challenges you can do in Fortnite and Warzone. Like, for example, in Warzone, you can do a mission called Recon, and Recon, if you remember about the circles, yeah, you can use the Recon to find out where the final circle is, and you can just go to the final circle before the storm even gets there, and you can just sit around in like a building in the final circle, just sit there all game long and wait for people to come into the end, and you'll see like the counter dropping at the top of like 100 people left, 80 people left, 60. You're sat in the building the whole flipping game, and you can just be in there knowing the final circle's going to come there at the end. Everyone's going to come to you. You can have all your loadout ready, you can have your guns ready, you got like full armor plates and everything, you're all prepared. All you got to do is kill the last guy and you won. Or you can drop in the hottest spot on the map, which used to be like Superstore and stuff, yeah? So you drop in this place called Superstore, and basically 20 other guys will drop there, and it'll just be like a bloodbath, bro. Everyone's dropped in with just a pistol. You just go around killing everyone. You find a random little gun on the floor, you start killing people, and you might end up with like 10, 12 kills just off the rip, bro. You've killed 10% of the whole lobby and you're doing really well. But now it's a higher risk move because your strategy implies that now you're in the hottest spot of the map. You don't know where the final circle is going to be. You don't know if you're in the right sort of area, but as long as you're counting on your skill and you think you got the skill to be able to do it and get all these kills, then you're winning, and you actually win with more glory that way. How do you want to do it, bro? Apply it to your life. Do you want to take higher risk moves in life, or do you want to kind of cruise through and like still get some sort of win, but you won't have as much of like the glory aspect? There's different areas like you can really go all in on. Like for me, bro, I'm trying, yeah, to understand life in a different type of lens now, because I see all of these like sort of influencers online. You see people that have businesses and everything, but then you also see people that do really well in their career and they get really like locked in on engineering or being a lawyer or whatever, and they really make it far. They start their own business anyway and everything like that. Or you see athletes, bro. I've tried to like dissect it, and I see that you can get a really good career, you can get really good at business, or you can get really good at sports, and that's a really good way to make money. And then aside from just the financial side, I've also realized, bro, you've got to build a sick physique, because that's like a transferable skill, and as part of the strategy you want to be able to like get to the point where everything in your life basically feeds itself. Let me try and explain it, yeah? So if you're the type of guy to never train, never make decisions that like are conducive to your health, you don't do any sort of like breathwork, meditation, anything like to sort of train your mind or train your mental health, and then you also don't train your physical health, but then you say that you want to start a business and get financially free. Starting a business requires discipline. It requires showing up every day. It requires basically just being that guy and improvement. Improving your mental health and physical health requires discipline, showing up all the time, and just like becoming that guy, right? It's the same character traits that will get you a physique, that will get you a mind that serves itself, and that will get you a business. So if you want to start a business, or if you want to get really high in a career, or you want to get the best grades in your whole school, it's the same stuff that will get you the physique and the mindset that will get you the actual tangible reward. So if you're basically training yourself every single day and you do things that help you with that, you've created a great strategy. Do you understand? If you want to get all the glory, if you want to get all the success, I think it's just going to have to come down to like basically having a life that feeds itself. So my plan right now feeds itself. The things that I'm doing in my job are feeding my job to make my job get better, but it's also feeding the skills that I need to become a better like influence on social media, which is what I want to try and do. I want to try and show you the sort of life that I'm taking, like the lessons I'm learning, teach you those lessons, and hopefully you can, as you watch me grow, you grow alongside me as well, and then I'm helping you in that way. Bro, honestly, it's just like the disciplined lifestyle, bro, that I can't stress enough how much it's gotten me so far. Even using these sort of mindset techniques, understanding what these games have basically taught me, it just puts into perspective, man, like what kind of life you can live. And all you really need is to have a good strategy and you can win. You just need a strategy and the discipline to execute it. I hope you enjoyed, man. Those are 5 lessons that the Warzone, Fortnite, and these Battle Royale games have taught me. So I didn't just get addicted for no reason, man. Hopefully something stuck and hopefully we can use this stuff to improve our lives, man. So we're not just like former video game addicts, we're former video game flipping, like, I don't even know, man. We just became that guy from playing Warzone. Imagine you just like use all these lessons and you actually become so successful, and then people ask you like, how did you do it? And you just say, I developed an addiction to Warzone when I was younger, man. But yo, I hope that you could take something valuable away from this video, man. And if there's anything that you want to ask me, man, feel free to comment it and I'll respond, bro. And with that, sweat or regret, man. I'm out. Real quick before you go, bro, if you're serious about installing discipline into your own life, click the links below. That's the Pathway of the Tiger, my full discipline installation system. And if you'd like my personal guidance, I've got a link to book in a free call with me.